Welcome to a very spooky episode of. I'm going to give that voice up right away. Welcome to VFX and Chill. Hey, Seth, how you doing?
Hello, I am a ghost. I actually didn't know what voice I was doing when I started that out.
I like tried to transition into like a vampire or something like that, but I don't know. It was like I started haunted house host. What's he? Is he just called the ghost host from the haunted mansion?
It doesn't. I don't actually know. I do know. Well, no, we'll go into that some other time. We have a whole episode to do this. Speaking of episodes,
it is showtime.
It is showtime. It's VFX and Chill time. I haven't done my social post. I should probably tell people that the show is on. They have
do
to
that,
know.
and I'll do some holiday tap dancing.
Do it.
Welcome to VFX and Chill. This is a fun and interactive visual effects show where Seth and I either recreate visual effects from movies and TV shows, or we just goof around and do whatever we want, sometimes with special guests, sometimes with a theme, but your participation really helps out the show. So this week, we put out a solicitation for what you wanted to see us cover on VFX and Chill. We wanted something spooky, and you all did not disappoint. There were some great suggestions,
really great ones,
such as the Dementors, what's the not from Evil Dead, what's the other movie where the guy breaks into many versions of himself?
The Gate. That is
I was thinking The Gift, and I knew it wasn't The Gift.
Oh man, no, that's a clip that keeps coming back into my life, that I shot that I want to do at some point, but I don't want to. I need time to prep for it, and I keep not giving myself time to prep for it.
Also, there's a famous scene from, I don't know if it's famous, but in Beetlejuice, Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin have to demonstrate how scary they can be by contorting their faces into these cool, like, claymation transition kind of spooky monsters, and that got me really excited for whatever reason, just because I used to watch Beetlejuice an irresponsible amount when I was very young. I don't even know how.
I was not allowed to see it, and I didn't understand why, because I thought it was based on the Saturday morning cartoon, not knowing it was the other way around. And my parents were right. I was not allowed to see it, and I shouldn't have been allowed to see it at that age.
I don't know if Now, what happened? Did Tim Burton make Batman so he had unlimited money and he got to make Beetlejuice right afterward?
Other way around. Beetlejuice, I believe, is what...
Beetlejuice. I remember that Beetlejuice was like an appeasement thing. Like, he had pitched it a lot, and they were eventually like, fine. Because he delivered on something else. And I don't remember what he delivered on to authorize that, because
Beetlejuice was 1980. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Okay.
You heard it here first, folks.
Beetlejuice was 1988. Batman.
Beetlejuice is a delight for special effects. There are a lot of really cool, just bizarro set design.
I was right.
It's like as Tim Burton-y as you could get while he was still in like raw artistry mode.
It's important that everyone knows that how right I was. Beetlejuice was 88. Batman was 89. That's all.
Amazing. Which probably delivered us the Keaton Batman then.
Because it was a hit, he got to have Keaton as Batman.
There
because
we
of
go.
Beetlejuice. And there was, okay, it doesn't matter. Pee-wee's Big Adventure was 85.
So yeah, cool suggestions from the audience. And please do follow us on the social media platforms. I'm Action Movie Kid, and over there is Awakeland 3D.
Yeah, that's who,
we do goofy VFX-y stuff online all the time. And this is going so well. Should we make some spooky things happen, Seth?
I really think we should. Oh, should we also address where Michael is?
Oh, poor Michael.
I think we all know where Michael is.
Michael is out of the office.
Michael is where motion designers go when they finish their time not being on vacation at Maxon. He is an undisclosed location. He's on vacation. Undisclosed
But as a
location.
U.S.
vacation.
employee, he really should have had like a cell phone number or something else on that headstone, just for like where to reach him.
That's Arnold Benowitz, who famously,
yes.
his tombstone will say "gone but available." That's for you, Aaron, if you're out there. Okay.
If you're out there in GSG land,
in the great beyond.
For those who are in the know. Yeah, let's make some spooky stuff.
Let's do. What do we want to do today? So I actually know what we want to do today. You want to do this, which is going to be so good.
When do I not? When do I not? I mean, like Gina Davis is so iconic from obviously, the baseball movie. Why can't I think of the baseball movie? What the hell is it called?
Oh, Field of Dreams.
The one that there's no
obviously.
crying in. Not Field of Dreams.
The Rookie of the Year, obviously.
Yes, Rookie of the Year, where Gina Davis breaks her arm, but it actually leads to a weird ligament disorder where she can pitch incredibly quickly.
Yeah. And then she later shows up in the American Pie films, and you're like, I recognize her. Can't figure out where I recognize her from. And you're like, oh, that's right. She was from Illegal.
That's right.
Damn it, I said the real one. Anyway.
But that's a TV show now, right? So I'm going to play this very disturbing clip. Warning.
Woo! So good. So...
amazing.
It's so good.
So this seems terrifying, especially if you have not seen Beetlejuice. But what's funny is the premise of Beetlejuice is two very ordinary humans die and then are forced to find out that the afterlife is essentially as organized as the DMV. I think that might have even been how part of this was pitched. Like, what if the afterlife were as full of like bureaucratic red tape as trying to do anything in life? So I think that it's amazing. So these two need to prove that they can be scary and scare Winona Ryder out of their house.
And so today, Hashi's going to scare Winona Ryder out of his house.
But with no intervention from the cops this time.
Finally.
All right. Anyway, yeah.
There's a lot more silence on the show when Michael's not here.
Yeah, I know. I keep on pausing because someone will pick up the random After Effects knowledge-y bit of this all.
Yeah, I know for sure.
But,
well, so you're going to do this, and I am going to. I liked. Someone brought up doing a Dementor effect.
Yes,
and I think you and Slack. Well, people said Dementors. People also kept saying raptors as like zombies or something. Zombified raptor.
Yeah, we had zombified raptors in there. Suggestion from Zombie TARDIS, who is Josh Pruitt.
I think
Emmy award-winning writer.
I really think I heard Dementors and then I heard raptors and I thought, I think there's something there. So I want to make a Dementoraptor.
It's funny because I know it's spelled with an I there, but the O makes better sense.
I think makes it more demented, right?
Run off of raptor before it does. The Dementoraptor. Dr. Dementoraptor.
Dr. Dementoraptor. Yes, that's it. So I think without having any visual example, I think this is what I'm going to make as a Demento. Well, is it better with the I? Yeah, it's better with the O.
No, because the I just softens in this weird way. We did some other pun with a raptor recently. Oh, It was Velociraptor, and I didn't know. It feels like it should be Velociraptor, not Velociraptor or something.
You're right. The O is always preferred.
Doesn't matter.
Velociraptor.
I'm just trying to mute my phone over here. But yeah, so how are you going to go about creating this effect?
Oh, what I'm going to do probably is what I did yesterday, where I ask, well, let's start from the beginning. First off, let's pull in some clips that I didn't pull in time for the show.
All was good.
So the Dementors have this. They obviously look like these like hooded creature skeleton things. They basically look like they're these nasty decaying skeletons underneath these overly large and filthy and unwashed for years hoodies, or cloaks. So I figure.
Do you think they are unwashed because they don't care, or because
lack of resources?
As lack of resources. That's fair.
I mean, I can't imagine like Dementor, like they don't go home to like a, you know, like a.
Like I mean, are they constantly working? Like, are they all like? They what? They feed off of like they suck your soul out through your face, right, or something.
Yes,
but
it's technically it's a Dementor's
the mechanism
kiss.
Of standard death in that universe?
Well, now I just want to like find footage of like a guy coming home from work to his like studio apartment, opening a bag of chips, and I want to replace that guy with a Dementor. All right, if we have time, I might actually do that.
The job barely pays. It sucks. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
You're always hated. People chase you away with ghost deer and stuff.
Well, so I'll probably get to that today. But really, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this is just a cloth sim. Or not just, but like...
It looks like it's like a windsock that got like all tattered, you know?
It is. So it's a fun opportunity. Like I can't say I know anything about cloth simulations. Just I've been able to do it once or twice in cinema. And so I feel like I can...
I will tell you what, the new Cinema 2023 release, available now with Maxon app, has just a dramatically improved cloth sim situation. It's, for me, performing like 5 or 6 times faster, it feels like, to do ridiculous stuff. And I love that.
Nice. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've got this low poly skeleton you gave me of a raptor skeleton. I think we both found the same raptor skeleton on Sketchfab, which we should credit that person, shouldn't we?
I will find that while you start discussing stuff. It's a Utah raptor.
Yes.
Shout out Utah, where I grew up. But the Utah raptor is much more similar in real life size to the velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Real velociraptors, as many people found out in that. Well, who did that? Was that Netflix or Apple TV's?
Jurassic Park?
Dinosaur not walking with dinosaurs one.
The Apple TV this year. Apple TV one, the one that we put Tom Cruise into.
Yes, that one, the dinosaurs world, I think.
So, I mean, really, it's as simple as like, I literally can just like drape a cloak on this raptor by like creating this plane and making it to where it'll cover the raptor.
This raptor skeleton was made by Mythos Coup.
Mythos Coup, thank you.
Mythos Coup, thank you. Based on Scott Hartman's work, he says. Okay,
well, thank you, Scott Hartman. So I'll just apply cloth tag to the plane, and I have to still apply collider to the skeleton, right? With the new stuff? Okay. Mm-hmm. So apply collider tag to the skeleton.
Which is a cute little hanger, because that's what cloth hangs on.
It is. I like it. So then I'm going to... now I think I should just be able to click play, and it just falls onto the raptor. Now, obviously, it's a low poly like plane. So if I create a subdivision surface, put the plane into there, and now, in fact, I might actually just move that cloth tag to the subdivision surface, and now it's. Oh,
that's wild! Look at that. Now, the subdivision surface is using like there's hardly any geometry in that plane. I don't even remember how many polys you made on that plane, but the subdivision surface takes care of that by putting the cloth tag up there.
And so, like, if I go in here, I turn the stretchiness up to like, let's see what it is, what it looks like.
Ooh, yeah, stretchy.
That's really nothing. I need to go to like 50.
Man, I wish I could set tables with cloth sims.
Let's do target length. Let's see. Oh, tearing. That's fun. do some cloth
Tearing.
tearing. Oh, it starts to fall completely off.
But what's amazing is that look at you don't even know what you're doing, and this is incredible. Like this is stuff that I wish I could have simulated for years. 100%. I've wasted years of my life not being able to simulate this.
I cannot stress enough how little I understand about what I'm doing.
Like all you need is like one more like wind force in there, and you could be doing like a cloth reveal of a fancy product like a shoe or Ghostbusters car. Look at that. That's amazing. Amazing.
I think this should be a lot of fun. I have some ideas, but I want to get a little more detailed with the cloak. I don't just want it to be look like a sheet draped over the raptor.
I know that you missed out on getting to be a tailor in real life.
I did. So
because your last name was not Taylor, it was Worley. So
no, and I could have had a chance with my first name, but my parents had to choose a biblical name. The better son, the do-over, if you will, of Adam and Eve. I believe here that I'm going to create a cloak in Cinema 4D, a very simple cloak. I'm also going to rig this raptor to where I can animate and move him around. And you showed me a really, really fun thing today about how I can rig the raptor and have him where in After Effects we would do an expression with like a delay to create this like inertia, like not inertia, but what's the word I'm looking for with
like sort of some springiness, some follow through, some drag, whatever. So
if the raptor moves around, his body will kind of like flail about. And so you showed me how to do that, so I'm going to do some of that today.
I did, and I will let you know that the nose man, Athanasios Posansis, is the one who showed me how that would work, which is great. Just a fun series of things. All right, so you're going to create the world's first Dementoraptor.
Very first.
Which is even scarier than a Dementor, because like they make everything cold and stuff, and then they come up to you, but then it's the ones from the side that suck your soul out, and you weren't even paying attention over here. Yeah. You were like, I assume it's the one in front of me that's going to suck my soul out.
We all do. All right. Well, hey, what about you? What are you doing? How are you going to do this? What?
So
I just saw.
So, oh yeah, you just saw it. All right. So I do happen to have this amazingly screen accurate version of this mask, and people may want to know how. And the way that I did that was with a very simple technique. So there's a moment in here that I noticed where this character, let me just set a beginning and end point. The character's here, and she looks over like that, like looks over to see Alec Baldwin there. And I realized, wait a second, doesn't that basically mean, let me just trim this down so I'm not doing too much here. So if I have all of these views of this thing, couldn't I maybe do some kind of photogrammetry process on these to turn this into a 3D model?
I wish everyone in movies would turn around 360 for us.
It's amazing. And one of the weird things usually about an object turning is that the lighting changes on it over time. And that does happen. You can see that there's the nice cast shadow inside of the head, and as they turn, the shadow moves down along the teeth or whatever. So it's not a perfectly consistent thing. And sometimes that creates issues. But what I'm using is the, let me see if I can open it up. It's called 3DF Zephyr. And there are ways that you can sort of prep this program to work pretty well. So what I did was, and apparently I saved over that file or something. If I were to export a series of frames from this, when the computer looks at it, the majority of the data, if you're ignoring her face, is this like lamp and this wall and stuff. And there's a lot of high contrast points. So the camera is going to be confused about what is the real thing here. So what I ended up doing was diving into this footage and using RotoBrush 2 to pretty effectively just create kind of this shape. And let me just play that through. And even on automatic mode, it gets it pretty well. And so now I have just this, which is this great little like turnaround of this head floating here. I can export all of those images and then feed them to, I keep on minimizing it, this here. So what that looks like is this. So 3DF Zephyr, there's a free edition that allows you to make a photogrammatize, whatever.
Yeah.
A series of images.
Pajamatized.
And it works like this. You say, new project, and I want you to compute a 3D model and texture afterward. Next. Then I'll add some pictures. And in this case, I'll grab all of these little JPEGs that I output. It'll load all of those right there. And then I'll say next. And now it'll calibrate the camera. It'll just try to guess what the focal length is in case there's any metadata there from your camera. And I'm just going to use the default settings, general. What's kind of cool about these is some of them will have like, is it a human body or a surface scan or a laser scan or aerial images? So if you have anything like a video of an object being turned or a landscape being flown over, this actually can be pretty helpful. And yeah, you just go through, you say okay for everything, and then it just thinks about that for a while. It's render or whatever, it's computing engine, who's lovingly named 3DF Samantha.
Hash, can I ask you, where do you find out about all these like fun online tools, like experimental tools that you use all the time on the show?
I would probably give a shout out to the YouTube channel 2 Minute Papers. I do not know how 2 Minute Papers puts together so many comprehensive videos so frequently about cutting edge weird technologies or advances in AI specifically. Right now, this is one of the cool things that I think will be covered in a handful of stuff in the future are if photogrammetry is old. It was like a technique used by like David Fincher to make scenes from Panic Room and Fight Club and stuff, where you have a whole bunch of pictures, you take them all, and then you let a computer crunch on the images just like this, and then it tries to reconstruct geometry that could have all these different views. And nowadays we have AI tools that can do similar things, and they're called NERFs. I can't remember what that stands for.
Nerfing.
It's yeah, but they're spelled like the other thing, like a foam dart nerf. But anyway, the whole idea is to generate an interactive 3D model because a computer was able to see multiple angles of something. That was a bit of a ramble off your question of where do I find out about this stuff.
Well, no.
It filled up the time for this process to finish.
When Michael's not here, I find that like, oh no, I have to work and talk.
It's ridiculous. So in this case, this is great. 37 out of 37 of the frames that I exported were noted by the camera. Like it could recognize what was what. So now when I say finish, look what it's made for me.
Oh my gosh. What?
Isn't this ridiculous? Look at that. So
doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me either. Now, obviously, in that clip, you don't see this side of the face. You just see this one. And yesterday, I released a little video of me with this stuck to my face, as is. But there are some weird things in here. There's these eyeballs, they dart and look over halfway through. So you can tell that the eyeballs are set to like look this direction and that direction, and it didn't really know what to do. So it sort of mushed them all together. But honestly, I am crazy pleased with this scan.
I love that you're looking at that and saying there are some weird things in here. Which
there are some, yeah, I mean, everything else is normal, but if you really zoom in,
it's actually what goes on my tombstone is there are some weird things in here.
There are some weird things in here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can photogrammatize. That sounds better, right? Photogrammatize
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Try to make it into an action. Um, I even hate writing out the word photogrammetry. It feels wrong. But
You never
I wanted
write
to
it
make
out.
this
You say
into
it.
a
Like whenever you have to type it or write it, you say, you put your phone number so people have to call you, and you say it.
exactly, because it's a lot of effort. So what? Oh, let's see. I've been trying to improve the texture on this, and honestly don't know if I actually did a good job. So the drawback to photogrammetry is that when you are using the files that come with it, it has no sense of what the actual geometry should look like if it were pretty. So it tries to find large swaths of the image that it can, UV map onto the model that it makes, but it's this weird gobbledygook that is basically textured per polygon. And you can see it favored one section that's pretty contiguous, and that's the part of the model that I think ended up looking the best. But all of the rest of this stuff is very garbagey. And you can get better, you can get interesting results if you play with different settings or you have more images and stuff before it generates the texture. But honestly, what you would really need if you're trying to do something very professionally is to retopologize this and get this texture projected more accurately onto it, which there are bizarre ways to do. I'm not very familiar with UV editing kind of stuff, but I did notice that I had accidentally painted some weird polygons in this version of the model, where this morning Noseman showed me how to take that one half of the face and symmetrically model it over to the other side of the face, so I have two sides. And then I used a bunch of the default tools in sculpting tools, the mesh brushes right here, to actually flatten out those two eyeballs and the tongue that came with the model. And I kind of tried to like core out the mouth a little bit and flatten it down like this, because the original has it's a little weird the way the eyeballs and the tongue look. The tongue looks pretty good, but if you get up close, this geometry is very not good. But the mouth overall, from about this distance, looks pretty faithful. And so I'm recreating the eyeballs and the tongue with this tongue that I found from some other model that actually had a pretty similarly shaped tongue. I might flatten it out a little bit more to be more screen accurate, and then just a default eyeball. I'm throwing them in here, and my goal during the show is to try to turn this into a Snapchat filter that we can publish.
Nice.
Because this is a Snapchat tutorial channel, obviously.
Obviously.
So what I'm going to be doing right now is just, sculpting the tongue. Some little tongue sculpting for y'all, just to make your morning, start your morning off right.
I, meanwhile... Uh-oh. Something froze.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
For my tongue sculpting, I'm just using this handful of soft selection points like this and just going like that. See, just sticking out the tongue a little bit there. I noticed that it has kind of a lilt to the side, which I kind of like. So I'm going to grab the where are my brush tools? Oh, did I just hide them by accident? I like to pin my brush tools down here usually. As it turns out, I use them often. It'd be really cool if our company made any kind of dedicated 3D sculpting software, because I'm being silly, of course. And we make ZBrush, which we will cover on the show at some point.
We will.
But right
100%.
now, we do not know how to do that. But it's very likely that we will try to integrate some of our other amazing Maxonians on the show sometime soon. Ian Robinson and Paul Gabbery, who do like who are just frustratingly talented artists, like in the pure sense of the word. Like they can sculpt stuff and draw stuff and all of, the intimidating stuff. Like when I say I'm a visual effects artist, and then someone is like, yeah, but can you farm? Or
And then they say yes.
and they're like, yeah,
Yeah, I'm a farmer.
I went to the Juilliard of ZBrush schools or something. I don't know.
Wow. What are we even talking about anymore?
Who knows? Who knows? So I'm trying to make this tongue more like it was in the movie, because this is similar but not quite. Right. So you know what? I'm just going to go to object mode so it looks a little bit more clean. I'm going to use the grab brush and just start widening out parts of this. I'll make the brush a little bit bigger so I can kind of stretch the tongue wider, and then make it stick kind of down to the side the way the one was in the there. And then at this point, you can kind of see that my geometry is kind of is getting a little bit wacky. But what's kind of cool is that one of the brush tools is called the smoothing right here. And if I turn that, let's go to the brush's properties and just turn down the strength. Oh yeah, the strength is already turned down at like 16%. So I can just run this along the tongue, like you do.
Like you do.
And just smooth out that tongue. So when you get home,
run that along the tongue.
Do some tongue sculpting and tongue smoothing. October, after all.
It is.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you need to know what you're talking about to be on the show.
No.
I do feel like.
But yeah, I like the shape. This shape a little bit better now. I feel like it's cartoonish and yeah, just better than it was before for this particular application. All right, yeah, what do we think there? How are you doing over there, Seth?
I'm doing all right. I've made this. Let's see, how am I doing? So I made this really stupid hood. I'm such a good tailor and so good in Cinema 4D.
Oh, I love it.
At what I do, obviously. And it has so many polygons. In fact,
so many. You
need
things are only cool if they have way too many polygons.
Well, that's true. I think maybe I'll do this. Is that enough? And so then if with the cloth tag on it, that's good for now.
Put a little cloth tag on it.
So obviously this is the thing that drove me crazy for a while. Is like when you do a simulation like this, the first like however many frames, you have to like wait for it to like fall and settle. Not so.
You gotta like throw away that first pancake of physics sim.
Yeah, you're gonna go in here to I think the way I know to do it is in the dresser, is to set an initial state in the dresser tab. So if it falls, and let's say that is its initial state, I'll go over here and click set, and I think it works. Yep. So it starts off now right there.
Wait a second. So you don't have to waste all those frames.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing I don't know.
What's under there?
Can I go in and start messing with, start grabbing polygons and deleting them and like shredding stuff on these?
Oh, here's what I would do before you get too far. Go back to where you can see all the polys again.
Okay.
Well, first of all, that look, like once it becomes cloth, it's amazing. But that looks pretty square to me, a little bit 8-bit.
It does, but I can do a subdivision surface after it. But what are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, well, one solution is you could use a texture with an alpha channel from an image that is tattered cloth at the end.
True.
But I kind of like the fact that if they're real tatters and not a texture, they can like twist independently and do stuff. So if you go back to that mode where you could see all of your polys again, I think it's called polygon mode. Try to select, like just using the selection tool, just select sort of like the bottom of all of that stuff, like the part of a costume that would get torn. And you could Yeah, you can zoom out. You can change the brush size by holding down Control and scrolling with your middle mouse wheel. You can do a bunch of things. But yeah, this is a great way to do it right there. It's possible that some kind of ring or lasso selection would have worked too, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, and get up the back there. And now make it a little bit wider, actually. Press U, Y for me.
How? What?
Press U, then Y.
What is it going to do?
It's going to expand that selection by one polygon.
What the hell? Why? Okay. What?
There you go.
What did it do? Why?
Isn't that cool?
Grow
so
selection.
If you keep on doing that, it'll keep expanding your selection.
Wait, so if I click U, but if I click U again to make it go away, it will not go away. It will untriangulate.
That's right. So don't do that.
Okay.
But what you want to do here is, I think you could probably do it from that menu as well. But the easiest way to understand what's happening is go up to Mesh, and then Add. And under here, there are two different options that make more polygons within these polygons. One is called Subdivide, and that subdivides like into grids.
Yeah, that's how I added more. That's how I created a bunch of polygons for this stupid thing.
Do poke polygons.
Ooh, what does poke polygons do?
And then just say,
what's it going to do?
Check it out. Say okay.
Well, but it's 0 centimeters.
You want to.
It's at 0.
I don't know why. Yeah, just say 0. Just leave it at 0.
Okay.
I didn't even know it actually brought up a menu like that.
Oh,
look at that. Put little cross brace things in it. And now subdivide them and watch what happens. Now go to, Mesh, Add, Subdivide. And you're going to get this cool pattern that I really like. Look at that.
Okay.
Okay. So the reason I do waste all the time to do that is that now if you grab your selection brush and are doing what you were doing before, having more little geometry down there will give you cooler, more intricate shapes. That's all.
Why is it not letting me? Oh, I see.
Go to there you go.
I see.
See now these little tattered shapes will look good, and if your selection brush is really narrow like that, you can make little like tears. So you could even change the radius of that brush to be smaller, and then draw like little lightning bolty lines.
How do I do that? I can do that?
So the size of your brush is down there in your attributes menu right now. And you can also hold down, I don't know what it is on a Mac. On a PC, you press Control and then you scroll down with the middle mouse button. Or actually, you hold down the middle mouse button and you move the mouse back and forth.
This is very fun.
So make some long tatters in there. Like that, go all the way up to the thing. Yeah.
Oh, up to there?
Tatter that cloth. Ooh, leave that one. Just leave it. It's great. It's chaotic. Dangerous.
Okay, so...
Take big risks.
Then, we'll just delete them. What? Why did it do that?
You might have clicked on something other than a polygon last. Just shift select one more polygon and then delete.
There we go.
Look at that tattered cloth.
Okay.
Made of real geometry. And honestly, watch what happens when you play this cloth sim, because what's so crazy go back into object mode and then try that again.
Let me actually hang on.
I think that I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but I feel like it prioritizes what it's visualizing by what mode you're selected in. Oh, it's still playing.
Oh, it's doing this. Okay.
Something
keeps happening on my computer. I'm going to quit and restart. I'm going to close it and open.
Nice.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. Now look at the way those edges look once they're hanging down like that.
Oh, nice.
And they look like it's basically like geometry of torn cloth.
Yeah.
And another way that you could have technically done this is by enabling the tearing on your cloth and painting a weight map at the bottom, the same kind of selection.
Yeah, you showed me how to do this.
But But one of the issues is then the simulated pieces of cloth that fall off forever, and they're just like falling into the void of space. And right now you have a nicely contained Velociraptor, right? That's what we went with. Oh wait, no, Dementoraptor.
Jason Murphy said, I think your mouse needs to be in the main window when you hit delete. It works in whatever window the mouse is in. That's good to know about. I didn't know that.
If it's where your mouse is, that's so ridiculous.
We work.
I love that. Like when I don't know, I just go off of like superstition. Like I'm like, well, it worked in the program the last time I was over here, so I'm going to do these 4 things first and wear these socks, and then you press delete polygon.
There's something really funny to me about turning tearing on, doing all that work to shred up the edges, and then turning on tearing and half the work just ripping away.
It just goes. But look at those strings and stuff. Like that's the kind of stuff that I
couldn't have done with my brain.
If I could have simulated this stuff, in 1990, I wouldn't be on this show. I tell you what,
because you would have been in kindergarten, right, or something like your first grade,
probably. Yeah,
third grade.
What year did I say? 92?
90, I think is what you said.
I say 90? Jeez. Yeah. I was little then. But look at that, like the string that breaks off there and stuff. That is so cool. That's playing in a viewport. Look how much.
Yeah, and playing in the viewport. That's ridiculous. That's just playing for us.
Like, look at.
That's so stupid looking.
Front. He looks like the Emperor Raptor. Use your hate.
The Emperor's washer broke, and so he's just been. Oh my gosh!
I like the idea that like that's what the Emperor looks like, and then Senator Palpatine is just an undressed Velociraptor in real life.
All right, I'm gonna do a little more things, and then I'm gonna a little more finessing with this. Then I'm gonna rig the Raptor so we can fly around and stuff. What about you? What are you doing next?
Well, I just can't get over those little strings.
I know, right?
That is so freaking cool.
I kind of want to.
And so here's the deal. Done by Seth Worley, who
doesn't know what he's
very
doing.
Talented at very many things,
but not this.
But advanced cloth simulations is just like I wouldn't have thrown them in there.
Oh man.
That's amazing. I don't know what I'm doing over here, but I could still arguably show the people.
Are you still cleaning up that model?
So I think that this model is at a reasonable spot that it's going to end up actually not rendered in this program. It's going to be rendered through the Snapchat lens.
Well, of course it is.
Thing, which is called I'll do anything I can to avoid actually rendering in our powerful program. So let's open this program called Lens Studio, which will tell me that it's got to be updated. Skip. I'm probably skipping an update that'll do the one thing that I need to know how to do. So basically, the way Lens Studio works, it's very nifty, and I know very little about it. So at some point, we do need to do more meaningful exploration of this. But in the meantime, here's what it looks like.
VFX and chill, not VFX and meaningful exploration.
Wait, what was it?
I just said it's VFX and chill, not VFX and meaningful exploration.
Not a VFX exploration.
No.
VFX exercise.
Oh, I can't see your face. I'm gonna
VFX position.
That preview window. I'm gonna lose our.
That's funny.
There we go. I'll just lose you. You were right where. So it's now Michael, you, and then me. It's perfect.
What made me post that little preview video of this effect yesterday was that I forgot that I was testing it while Seth and I were on a little setup call, and then as soon as the call was over and I killed the screen, my snap lens of that creepy face popped up. So what Lens Studio does is it's got I guess here's your hierarchy of objects. It's got info of your objects here and then a preview window. And right now I'm using my video as the live preview in here, and you can add different types of things. Like, for example, I can add a under, let's see, a face effects. I can add an object called head binding, and all that is this little invisible mesh right here. And what's cool about it is you can kind of see it there in this view, is that it's a mesh that things can interact with. So if I were to do what I did yesterday, I can import that scan. So this is straight out of the whatchamacallit, photogrammetry program. And I can just grab the specific like polygon model down here and drag it up here and put it into this head binding. And when I do that, it's hard to see, but it appeared way down there. So I've got to grab that geometry in here, and then let's scale it up. Scale it up, scale it up. And obviously the photogrammetry doesn't know how to orient something. And so it's all wackadoo right now. But basically, the simplest version of a Snapchatty lens that I can figure out is that you would grab this object and then let's pull it forward. Go this way. And you can see on my screen down here, dang it. It is interacting with my face, which is amazing. So as I bring this forward and rotate it a little bit, like, look at that. Like, this is,
oh my gosh,
this is some disturbing stuff.
It's disturbing that it's this easy, by the way.
Disturbing that it's this easy. So if I'd rotated it at the proper angle, it's going to track to my face down there, which is really cool. But there are even more things you can do in this program, because like some people have seen those like really crazy other filters and stuff where you can do all sorts of other things. So I'm going to try to make this more interactive. And one of the reasons why I wanted better geometry on the for this whole thing is because right now you can see my face if I look this way. But if I look this way, that model kind of stinks. So I want to, in Cinema 4D, prep this model, including these eyes, to do some more stuff when I bring them in. So I'm going to save this incrementally, and then I'm going to start to try to rig this model a little bit. Now, I don't entirely know how I'm going to rig the eyes. They would be the easiest thing normally, because I would just take the object and rotate them or whatever. But they live on the tongue, and I don't know how much the jaw will move when I rig this. So those men showed me a really cool way to, if you have something super high poly, similar to the way you'd use a mesh object if you're doing like a physics sim, can actually rig up a low poly mesh of something, and sometimes have more success animating something that's high poly with a mesh transform tool. I'm mentioning that all because it was very amazing, and I'm also going to skip it because I don't remember exactly what I was doing. But let's see, I'll save this as something that lets me know I'm making the mask out of it now. So mask face, that works for me. I'm going to delete these eyeballs, and then I'm going to increment and save. So from here on, I'm just working with this bit. And let's rig this thing up a little bit. Let's go to a side view, and we'll do a little bit of rigging. Seth, are you going to be doing some rigging today as well?
I am. I should probably get to that, probably.
Let's do it. I mean, I can do mine first, or you can jump to yours. I know I've been
letting you do everything you're doing, because I keep messing with this model and with this sheet and kind of ruining a good thing.
Well, I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to do a simple. I went up here to character and then to joint tool. And then from my side view over here, I'm going to hold down control, and I'm going to click here, here, and there. It's the best rig that has ever existed in the history of rigging software. Just so you all know, I'm very good at this. So once I've done that, it means that I created it inside the tongue. See, like this is how good I am at this stuff. I've got the crod high. I think I was calling this a crocodile for a while, so I knew what I was talking about. Let's call it the head, and I'm going to grab these 3 joints, and then I'm going to select the head and the tongue, and then I'm going to go to character bind. It'll look like nothing happens, but what's cool is that now if I go to joint 2 and I rotate it, it should pretty neat, right? Now, it's a little bit messed up here, the way that its axis point actually seems kind of high. So I'm going to undo until it's not using the binding anymore. And I'm going to move this point down a little bit lower, more to where it might anchor better like that. And then I'll move this top point a little bit up into the nose like that. Let's see if that looks a little bit better when I, again, shift select these 3 parts of the joint, and then the, oops, I forgot to delete this one. I didn't undo enough. So I'll select these 3, and then I'll grab this and that, character, bind. And now let's test this mouth opening and closing and see if it looks a little bit better. And maybe it was better before. Okay, let's undo. Same deal. I know that you could probably do something similar with the weighting system, but as everyone knows,
you don't want to wait.
I'm impatient
for our lives to be over.
I hate waiting.
You want to know right now. What will it be?
Character bind. All right. I'm going to go with this no matter what. This is what you're getting for the Snapchat filter. Yeah. Oh no, there's one string of polygons right here. Why? Fine, that isn't what you're going to get. Let me figure out why this little string of polygons exists. Seth, delay us for a second. This came from my symmetry. I think I nudged when I was nudging stuff. I added this. I guess I could color it like some spittle or something, but
well,
to be honest, I just wanted gone.
I'm literally just sitting here getting angry about this rip on the front. I want the head, I want the hood to hang over the
so
raptor.
Let's see.
And it's hitting and it's tearing off the front. And I keep messing with
to be honest, I would ditch the tearing if I were you.
Okay.
And just modify your geometry a little bit with some selective deleting of polygons.
How do it does tear a little, how do I get around it okay, when it goes through the model here at the end of the tail?
That's going to be a little bit difficult. One way you could try addressing that is going to Control D, which will bring up your project settings or whatever, and then click on the simulation there. And then under substeps and iterations, try just incrementally moving those up a little bit each. I can't quite see your full screen on here to see what they're at by default.
It's 22, 1, and 0.
So yeah, just try doubling each of those for a second and seeing what happens if you rerun that. Basically, that tail is very small comparatively, so
it's sitting there.
It has to it could easily move through the thickness of that tail in one
it's
frame.
not anymore.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. There you go. Now it'll be slower, so what you want to do is you want to do as few extra substeps and iterations as you can get away with.
Okay.
The other thing that you could technically do is create a collider object that is simpler than this skeleton that is very closely matched to it, but it's a little bit of work.
Yeah, I'm not going to work.
though Noseman was showing me an awesome technique that I hope is documented somewhere on Cineversity, which is putting this object into the volume builder, remeshing it, and expanding the mesh just a little bit, which will give you a very tight, like saran wrap model that is lower poly. But you were just talking about maybe rigging this guy up, right?
Yeah.
So all of that work would be wasted to do
It would be.
now.
All right. So
But can we just admire this cloth sim?
I know. I can't get enough. I
Look
just
at this
watch
thing.
cloth
It's
sims
so
all day.
Cool. I mean, you could do this over a sphere. It would run even faster, and
It'd be like
you
a
could
ghost.
have the most amazing looking ghosts, right?
All right.
Or like 3 spheres, so you could have like a little boo emoji.
Yeah, 100%.
Ah, little boo.
Little boo. Well, speaking of little boo, I am gonna rig this raptor now, and I'm gonna do it the only way I know how.
Raptor.
I'm gonna do it the only way I know how, which is poorly. I'm going to use. Wait. Model? Why do I get my character thing back?
Oh,
it's over here. Oh, it's because of my
You're in the new
notch or whatever you call it. Okay, so joint tool. I'm going to just draw a little control click. A little spiny spine stuff here. Should I go here with this, or where should I go with this?
I would go there.
And then tail.
Yeah.
How detailed should I get with this tail?
I would do like 4 more. I don't know.
2. 3,
Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Like a true anatomist. It's a real thing.
So, I also want to do the legs, but I don't know if I want to do it from this view. This is where it gets tricky for me. I guess. Oh, okay. So what I'll do is.
So now you want to get out of creating this chain. So click out of it.
Okay. I'm clicked out, and I'll do knee, foot, and I'll go to my other views and align this with my views, if you will.
It's always good to align with your views.
Wait, can I grab it and move it?
Yeah, you're just in poly mode.
Oh, thank you. Move it to there. And move. Oh, I see. There's lots of joints here. You go to there.
Nice.
And
now maybe from the front view, you could just control copy a thing, right?
Control copy. Oh, yeah, probably. But I also need to make one for the foot, don't I?
Oh, yeah, good point.
So
as the song goes.
Oh, shoot. If I just put it
just drag
in
it
here.
up.
There we go.
Just drag it there. Yeah, there you go. Foot bone connected.
That should work. So now I want to take this and duplicate it from the front view.
Did you notice that pubic bone is turned backwards, just like a bird?
Yes. Postmortem contraction of the posterior neck ligaments. That's another set of lines that I know from the film. Devoid of context. So yeah, this should work.
This is cool. So what Seth is doing, I'll narrate in the background.
Yeah, please, because you're so much better at that than I am.
Yeah, so I totally know what I'm doing.
Or what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. Okay, that's actually perfect. Hashi is the one.
3D modeler has constructed a series of joints
on this show,
connecting and articulating the legs.
Hashi is the one. So I'm the one who doesn't know what he's doing. Hashi is the one who does know what I'm doing. That's basically the gist of the show.
Just have someone know what you're doing.
Yes.
In life, that's probably your significant other, and in VFX and Chill, it's Michael Zlapsky. But missing Michael, I'll do the best I can.
Okay, so I'm going to drag each of these into, which one is it, joint 4? Yeah. Into joint 4. So now it's connected there. And drag this
As
also
the modeler
into joint
drags
4.
the pre-created joint chains
Look at that.
into the lower, it creates an additional bone connecting them.
Ooh, do I need to create something for this? What is it for the rib cage here?
I would delete those floating ribs too, to be honest, man.
What are they doing there?
They're floating. They're held in by nothing but
Floating ribs.
cartilage and
But to do that,
something.
I'm gonna have to.
No, this won't be too hard. Just
Okay.
lasso select what you can see right now of them,
Okay.
and then try pressing UW now.
Okay.
Now delete.
UW.
And now all you have to do is select any single polygon on the rest of them, and then press UW, and then you get rid of them.
Oh, visible.
So like you could even like either zoom in more or go to an angle where they're like against the gray background.
This is the angle that everyone wants to be on a raptor.
This is perfect. This is like you don't get this in in junior high biology.
UW delete.
You can just draw like one, like since you're on the selection tool, just like go like a knife, just like paint right through them and then UW.
Oh, I know, but I'm trying to be as strategic as
Surgical. You're
surgical.
paleontological.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's like the way they like, use a paintbrush and reveal every single bone from the completely loose dust that would be surrounding those.
Yes, completely loose dust. Did we do it? Should probably do
That's
this one
great.
too.
That's the boomerang rib.
Okay. So, yeah, every turkey's got one. So, I now want to do the arms. So, I'm just going to go back to...
I love that there's like a rig skeleton inside a real skeleton going on. It's so Halloween-y, right?
Halloween-y. Wait, I probably need to see... There. Oh shoot! Hang on. But where it's not going to be connected. It's going to be connected to this. That's going to be weird.
Oh, you need shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your first joint at the shoulder.
Okay.
Instead of the elbow. Is the neck bones connected to what? You don't have a neck bone. You have several.
This. Wait. That seems like too many
starting
joints.
to think that these preschool songs did not teach me everything I needed to know about dinosaur anatomy.
Oh, they didn't. No.
Wait, are those songs about humans? It's dark.
This feels weird. Okay, sure. Okay, keep narrating what I'm doing, Hash. Come on. Where'd you go?
Oh, yeah. The hapless 3D artist now attempts to align multiple joints to the pre-sculpted skeleton.
Are you
But
dying?
alas, when he switches to a frontal view, he finds out that he was gravely mistaken.
It's true. Oh, wait.
Well, actually, dang, that wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't.
What were you talking about, poor David Attenborough?
The worst is when you work your way backwards, like on these rigs, where you're like, fix the fingertip, then go to the wrist, and then go up, and then you get to the shoulder and it's misaligned, and you realign everything.
That's perfect.
Okay, so
There's something very satisfying about this. I didn't know that there would be so much amazing rigging on this show today. Like that's a fine looking rig.
yeah, I just need to
That's like trucker lingo, right? Like
fine looking rig.
meta.
Wait, now
When
how
you're
do
running
I
into each other at the trucker conventions?
Okay, so now the trick is like, can
you?
like basically invert this arm to be over here, like, but I could move it over, or
Well, it's quite possible we introduced a whole bunch of like symmetry tools that would do this, but
crap, I don't know how any of those work yet. Welcome to VFX and Chill, a
you
Max
know what?
on
But
production.
but that works. See, look, like this is what you would have to do if you didn't understand our new symmetry system. You'd have to be.
It's
all
true.
like, so yeah. So
This is
put
what you
yourself in
do
black and
if you were an idiot.
we should We should be in black and white at all times with bouncy music under us. It would, like, on the bottom of the screen, it says, "Does this ever happen to
you?" We really should. Okay, this here. Man.
I don't remember.
What's funny about this show
of of Demonstration Man Goes Home.
What?
I don't remember what show did it. It's basically like you see them filming one of those commercials, like, "Are you tired of different containers for your forks and spoons?"
And see where this is going.
And then they like rap and they're like, "Awesome, Greg, thank you so much." And he's like, "Thank you." And then it's just like a series of him leaving the studio and getting to his car to go home. But this
being tired of everything,
genuinely horrible at everything. So it's just a horrible struggle watching him try to get like successfully out of the studio without knocking everything over, and the like good premise.
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny about the show is when Michael's not here, it feels like it's just like you and I prepping for the show. Like it feels like our normal like Skype calls where we just work on random shit.
This is remarkably like our pre-show calls. Is. Yeah, believe it or not, that we do. They're not run-throughs. They're mostly just like set. Like they're little like.
They're really just Seth and Hashi.
That we're not as dumb as we think we are. What did you say today? It was very accurate.
Well, it's also like Seth and Hashi like need some social interaction. So they're either going to play some Oculus golf or they're going to get on a Skype and just work in the presence of each other for hours and get completely sidetracked and derailed from what we originally meant to do when we realized that we can drape sheets over raptors.
I mean, like, but like over our virtual golf meetings, like we conceive things that have hundreds of thousands of people watching them.
Yeah,
which is you see, like, because the virtual golf course is where business gets done.
So this goes to joint one, and I think I've got a very crude raptor rig now that I'm going to.
There weren't any velociraptors in the crudes.
Okay, well, okay.
Or the sequel, for that matter.
Okay. Was the Crudes the one where... Well, actually, I think I asked you this story, and you said you had never heard it before. Where... it's a Katzenberg story that I'll save for another day. I'll ask some other time. So
I'm doing a little bit of... Oh, you're about to bind this, and that's going to look cool.
I am. I'm going to character bind. Okay.
Boom.
I think it happened. Did it happen?
Look at it. You are now on Night at the Museum.
Wait, so what does this mean? Shouldn't I have skin somewhere? Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, it's under there.
Okay, wait. So now, if I'm going to have to go through and label these joints, but if I rotate... Oh, okay. So...
Oh, yeah.
If I select the head joint and go all the way down to the bottom and say per object transform.
Oh, yeah, with rotate.
Oh, it works.
Oh, see, like, well, look, you could do it backwards and it'll look like the fossil at the beginning of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, there's postmortem contraction of the posterior neck ligaments. That is what...
Look, yeah, we did it.
We fossilized a raptor.
We did. Oh,
Jason Murphy is right. See, I'm a Pixar now.
You are a Pixar now. This is why I always keep a little, hood made of cardboard over my computer monitor for moments like this that I can tap it. It can go all staticky.
It is weirdly satisfying looking at this fossilized raptor.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. The arms did their own little leg. The arms went one way and the legs went the other way when you did that. Oh, it's the Velociraptor twist. It's better.
100%.
It wasn't quite as successful as the Transylvania twist, but not as successful as the Monster Mash, but I think more successful than the Transylvania twist.
So now, I'm just going to go in and label all these, so that's going to be boring. What are you going to do now?
I am going. You can switch back to my rig, which is fancy. It's a very fancy rig. Check it out. There we are.
Oh my god. It's a friggin' ton.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say export this as an FBX. And the reason I'm doing an FBX is because I want to include these textures with it. So I'll delete the eye textures because I don't need them anymore. But let's go ahead and say export an FBX that's going to have all of the geometry and the animation joints and the material baked in. And I'm just going to say okay, and let's call that the mask face. And now I'm going to go over into that other program that we don't make, by the way. So if this messes up, it's their fault. But I can't wait to show you some stuff that Noseman is working on right now. It's going to be so cool. All right. Deleting all of that stuff that I'd added before, and I'm going to add in that file that I was talking about earlier. What did I put it? Gatorize. It's under Barbara face right now because it's because Gina Davis's character is Barbara.
If you didn't know that really is out of completely weird.
It's very weird. It's like 3DF Samantha and Barbara face too. Okay, we're just loading for a second. All right, so hopefully that loaded in, and now I should have this mask face, which I can drag up into my face occluder. Oh, nice. This model is actually bigger, which is cool. So I can, instead of having to scale it way up, I can just scale it down a little bit.
That reminds me, we really need to mess with that. Oh.
So what's kind of cool right now is that actually my eyes are kind of, see, I'll get a little bit back here.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I can't.
That is so satisfying to watch.
This is wild. So like as I add things to it, they're going to be bound to my face here. And the next thing that I'm going to try is something I don't know how to do. Oh shoot. Let's see. I'm going to add, what are they called? Face effects maybe? Pop. Face, no, snap, machine learning, blah, blah, blah. Oh man, see, I promise we'll have a guest on who can do some cool stuff in here at some point.
I just got so happy that it's 1:15. We still have 45 minutes.
We still have 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I might get this snap lens published. That's my goal. I'm going to publish this snap
awesome.
lens at the end of this. Which what am I looking for? I'm getting distracted over here. Sorry. I don't remember what this thing is called. It's I need to, somewhere within my rig is actually the little rig that I created here. So I can take this and look at that. See, like I can wobble this top half around in a grotesque way. And I know that there is a way for me to tie the specifically it's probably X. I assume it translated the same way. I want to translate the X rotation to as I talk, not all the way closed, because that's not the way this mouth works, because you couldn't see. So I just want it to like flap a little bit when it talks, like hello. So
gosh,
I want to figure that out now. So somewhere, I will figure out how to do this. That's it. I'm going to look up something, which is always very fun.
You want me to go away from your screen?
Dig it.
I'm just going to go through. I'm trying the IK stuff.
turning this way, which is it's funny because you get to still see my gross head from all these directions.
Are you feeding that into? You should make that your. Can you make that your virtual camera?
Oh wait, can I? I think that this program isn't outputting its preview, unfortunately, but I could switch places.
That's okay.
With a preview window and the other thing and the inspector here, so I can wait. No, there we go. That way, it's up in this corner, so it's not. I need Brielle Garcia's help. Made us a free Raptor head plug-in a little while ago. I mean, lens, as these are called. All right, let me find out in the help documentation where this thing is. And why don't you talk? Your thing's on screen.
Well, I am. I'm trying to remember the IK tag stuff that you showed me.
Oh yes. Yeah. So, yeah. So this I was taught by Noseman this morning, but basically any contiguous like one-to-one chain of objects can be set up as an IK rig, meaning that there's I guess forward kinematics and inverse kinematics, and forward kinematics is like the old, like in Pixar where you had to like rotate each segment of a finger to end up with a curled up finger or whatever. And then inverse kinematics does the inverse of that, which says the end of the tip of the finger ends up in one spot by modifying the others.
Ah, okay.
Noseman explained this to me much better than I just explained it to you all. But
forward kinematics, though, would be
mildly.
Wait, so forward kinematics would say, I want to put the tip here, and everything else will react to it. And
exactly.
Okay, and inverse kinematics will be, I will move the base of the finger, and it will determine everything else. That I did not know that terminology, and good God, it now will help me so much in my life.
I only knew it from that.
You work at DreamWorks. How did you not know?
Well, I knew what it meant, but the way that I thought of it before that was like in Poser, Metacreation's Poser way back in the day.
Yeah,
you would use inverse kinematics on the feet, but you would use forward dynamics on the arms because you would, and you could use it on either, but the feet, you often wanted to animate the foot to land in a certain spot, but you didn't want any other translation of the body to modify where the foot landed because it's supposed to be making contact with the ground. And so I thought of inverse kinematics as you move the foot and the leg bends to match with it. And you could do that with hands, but you'd look like a weird like mime in a cage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or in a glass box, I guess, not in a cage.
There's a lot of detail there for the mime to work with. So
much.
I add the tag. What do I do here?
Right. So what you're going to want to do is find the start of an established chain, like the nose there, and then go to rigging tags. You can just right click on it, and then go to IK.
Okay.
And now you'll see down in your attributes window there's some info down here, and under the tag, see where it says end?
Yeah.
You want to go down to the farthest away piece that you want.
Drop it there.
And drag that to the tail tip. And now this is a little bit of complex geometry. I mean, complex rig here, because those are technically all contiguous. Nose bone connected to the head bone connected to those. But right now, it won't be doing anything regarding the other joints.
Okay, so instead...
Click back on your tag again.
Yeah, instead, I'm going to drag, like, let's say...
You could try this because this might work.
Okay. What I just did?
So go up to the root above all that and add a vibrate tag, for example. Under animation, vibrate.
Let's see what this
did. And then just when you press play, nothing will happen. It's going to move the whole skeleton because you're moving the root. Okay. But now if you highlight the IK tag again, Now scroll over to the side there. It should say dynamics.
Yep. Enable.
Enable. And now try pressing
Whoa.
play. Yes. Look at it. You're holding up the whole skeleton just by the head joint.
Okay. This is fun.
Isn't that amazing? So one thing you'll notice is that on this IK's dynamic tags is the gravity setting for this IK rig. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see under forces, which might even be rolled up right now.
Yeah.
Gravity is pre-built in there. So if you want this to be a flying Dementoraptor, you can turn that to 0. And now you'll see that what it's doing is it's like, look, like our Little Mermaid episode missed out on. Look at that.
How did we? Okay, I'm gonna turn this up. Turn up the vibration.
You are a Pixar man.
With you. I am your Pixar.
We are Pixar.
We are.
Look.
Okay, how do we not have a "You Are a Pixar" drop? We got to make one.
Oh, we do.
Oh my gosh! Look at this. It's freaking flying. So what I'm gonna do actually.
So look at this. Look at this.
So here's a thought.
The cloth sims and this animation you've just created. You rigged a 3D model, did an advanced cloth simulation. Damn, man, like, this is impressive stuff.
You're impressive stuff.
And we almost learned this before your eyes as this came together. That is so cool.
This is so freaking great. So here's the thing, though. I think I want to trying to figure out how to rig this to where I don't want the IK chain to like affect. I want the jaw to move around with the head. So I probably need to. I need to figure this out. You get what I'm saying? Where like I don't want it to rotate around and affect the rotation of the jaw. So I'm thinking if I set the end of the nose for the head, and then I set a new IK tag after that and skip it in hierarchy. Okay.
It should work.
Okay. So I'd head to here, tag, head.
All right.
Still affects the jaw, I think.
So in the meantime, I'm just trying to search for the mouth open trigger and how to use that and add it on here. So let's see, how do I add one in here? Add a new trigger? No. I don't know what I'm doing. You're welcome to cut to me if you're figuring out.
Sorry, I forgot that I was still on here.
Oh no,
yeah,
that's okay.
So,
what I do love about coming back to me is just that
my
top half has this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into. I'm going to try a new project from template. Under face, let me see what they call it. It's like face expressions, full body triggers. I just want a simple trigger. See that? I'm going to open a project that is pre-made so I can try to dissect it into what we need today. Lovely. Okay. So this one is set up so when I open my mouth,
sorry, it's just
the
really
animation
funny.
happens. So what I need is to find the how that is working. Okay, so this is the sunglasses animation, and I click on it. I should be able to see it's somewhere down here. It's got an animation playing whenever the mouth opens, but I'm trying to remember what object that is. It's all just like weird going through stuff and connecting the right things to the right things, but I just don't know where that trigger is. Okay. Scene configuration? No. That's I need to know. Eyelash rotator animation. What triggers that? Layer 0 animation. What triggers you though? Settings. My goodness. If anyone in the chat happens to know this better than I do, that would be awesome. Otherwise, my next resource is like trying to find a YouTube thing and watching this. Oh, Chris Ranos in the chat. What's up?
Hey.
I'm probably missing all sorts of gold in the chat here. I don't know if you can see the chat at all.
I can.
Ooh, some people are asking about GeoTracker by Keen Tools, which yes, we're all very fascinated by. I have not tried it out yet.
We're gonna play with it for sure.
Frigby Chill Weather earlier was suggesting a target tag on the eyes to look at a null, but I'm curious about how that works in this program. I'm gonna go back to my weird snap lens thing so I can figure this out. All right, so the jaw. Let's see what happens if I press plus here. So can I add a physics effect? Face is one of these things a trigger. You'd think that if they're called triggers, when you searched for that word, you could find them. They're not. Okay, add a component. Can I just add an physics? Nuts. I don't know what I'm doing, everybody. Half an hour to make this reasonable thing. I do know how to import those eyeballs, though, so let's import those. I've got to export the eyeball separately. So let's open the original mask face and grab one of the eyes here. Make it its own new thing. Yes. Let's center this all. So it's, I don't know if the position in here really matters, but might as well zero it out. And then let's export this. Textures, file, export. I'm just going to use FBX again so I can include material. I'll call it the eye. I'm fancy. And now I'll go in here and I'll add a new little bit from files, and let's grab the eye. Import all of that info and stuff, and then I will put the eye geometry here in this face, in this head binding tracker. Let's see how big it makes it. All right, there's my half-hour warning. Let's see. All right, here's the, oh, the eye is humongous. Oh, nope. Yeah. Look at this creature. Oh my God.
That's awesome.
I mean, I'm not really complaining about this thing. That's what I'm just going to publish wherever I am at the end of this episode. So if this is where we are, this is fine. Like James Gunn, put this in one of your movies. See how big eyeball. I think the eyes are about that big. And how far back are they? They're kind of right on the... It's so wild to be able to mess with geometry on this side while seeing it tracked live over on that side. So I want to try to plant these eyeballs so they're like just touching the like little top of the tongue there. And can I control drag it? No. Can I alt drag it in the copy? Oh, alt, shift, anything? Nope. What do I got to do? I got to duplicate it. Duplicate. I2 and there, one here. Okay, so we're getting closer. Let's see, how far apart are eyes? There, 5 and 1's here. I kind of like it's not quite aligned with my eye, but I like that there's some, if this were a lens, this would sort of, be aligning with you. And right now there's this face occluder in here. But what's kind of cool is that I don't need to have the face occluder occluding things if I want at the very end of this all. Like, this is informative for me aligning it, but I can turn it off. And now I have negative space in my head, which
always exists.
And you've got to try to get rid of that negative.
Oh my gosh. It's so awesome.
I love it. Okay, so this tongue texture is kind of garbage, and I haven't figured out how to move the jaw yet. How are you doing over there, Seth?
I'm good. I figured out how to keep the jaw from being affected. And it really is just what we talked about, just setting that chain of IK tags. I just realized one of them still has gravity on. So now that's flying around like that. And if I'm going to add some to the feet too. Real quick, that's what I was going to do next. So pelvis, rigor, IK tag, and I'm going to set the end. Can you do 2 IK tags on one thing? Because if I need the left foot and a right foot.
I don't think you can do that, but
well, we're gonna find out.
You can try.
I did 2 of them. Let's see what happens. Turn dynamics on. I mean, it's doing something. This is really satisfying to watch. So,
ooh, I know what I could do in the meantime. I'm going to need to see my. It's going to. If this works, I'm going to add a. Share screen.
Oh my gosh, look at this. This is so satisfying.
Gosh. Like, look at all that animation you're getting for free.
I know. It's so good.
So good.
I'm going to add some
what rotation. I'm trying to do here is going to be a little bit weird. Oh. Why did that do that?
Whoa.
Oh, that's why. I was just going to capture that part of my screen so I could show me with that crocodile face, but I forgot that that's what's feeding to the show too, so I can't. Never mind.
Never mind.
Oh well. Once it is Snap Lens, then you can use it both on your phone and on your live streams if you want, technically. So, come on, you can find this.
Whoops, I just realized I should have made a separate pelvis for the tail. I can just add one, right? Into the higher. No, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't have to rebind it or something?
Wait, what did you do?
Like if I wanted to add another joint into this?
Yeah, then you'll have to... feel like you'll have to rebind. Oh yeah, you want to be able to point the feet backward.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Just do it in the geometry. Just go to.
You're right.
Yeah. Just
go Wait, are you right? Because then will that screw up the rig?
It depends on how big the translation is. If it's not too big, it won't be too bad. So just go select your skeleton, like the actual geometry.
I also
thing.
do this. No. Right now, that's a little weird.
That's a waiting thing.
Hang on. So
all right, go grab the geometry. That's your skeleton down the bottom. And now grab the select, like either select brush or whatever.
Yeah.
I would do this with the points instead of the polys.
Okay.
And then go down to the feet and just kind of either draw a square around or paint all around the feet there. And now try pressing UW. It looks like you got a little bit of that bone in there too. So undo, whatever. And then you don't have to select as high up on the bone there. But yeah, this is a good view. Just paint those toenails. Just new selection. Just paint right across both toenails. And now paint across the ankle.
Where?
Like there.
Oh, sorry.
Just like that, and do it on both feet. Might as well.
Really? What are we doing?
Yeah. You'll see. All right, now UW. Now get that little extra weird part of the foot.
With this part?
Got missed. Yeah. Shifts like that on the other side. Then press UW again. Okay, now switch to side view and
it's set to visible only. I just realized. Oh, but it did UW. So anyway, sorry. Go ahead. What?
Okay, so now from here, from the side view, go turn your axis tool on. Now move. And now, you know what I mean? The up by where you'd switch to object mode or whatever. Go over to the right.
Right there.
One more.
Enable access.
There. So now switch to translate T, and now move that to where you want the joint.
That's the anchor point. Okay.
And now uncheck that thing, and now you can use the rotate tool, and it should rotate all those points backward, just like a bird.
Well, I left some things to be desired.
And if those other extra little floating points give you any trouble, and anyone can see them, just forget about it. Like, who cares? No one stuff.
All right, I'll try this.
Well done. Well applied. Applied on the moving axis to there so you can rotate all those points pointing backwards. I bet it's fine. Just delete those missing points. No one will ever see them.
Okay. Well, what am I doing
now? Now just click out of here.
Okay.
And see what happens. See how bad it messes up the rig when you switch back to playing it. I'm hoping not too bad.
Okay.
This is pretty minimal. Perfect. See?
Okay.
It's so perfect.
But what if I want the legs to go straight back too? I got to do that with the whole leg. And that's going to mess up the rig. I kind of want to undo what I just did.
You can. You have the power depending on what your undo level is set.
I just did it. So now what I want to figure out is, okay, I'm going to have to... It's 141. Look let's just real quick turn on that sheet.
Love it.
Let's see.
All right. So what the heck I want to figure out.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm getting closer to figuring out what I need to figure out. But I'm trying to figure it out live on air, which
How did you go to project
silly.
settings?
Say again?
Project settings. What did you click?
Control D for project.
Thank you.
Or you can go to like file. I think it's under file, project settings. Hey, happy birthday, Crown Prix.
Oh, is it
Crown
someone's
Pry.
birthday? Crown Pry. Happy birthday.
Look at that beautiful, crazy simulation.
I know. I just hate that
I can't believe.
I hate that that's not sticking to the tail. Should I do a cloth belt for that?
You could, but I think the tail is thin enough that if I were you, I would do the following, which is very silly. But go to frame 0, and I would create some spheres. Create 4 spheres.
You're a crazy person.
Or just create a sphere, just to begin. We're going to turn this sphere into an egg. Great. So just press C to turn it into some geometry. We don't need to stand on ceremony here. Now stretch it out, and so it's like an elongated circle. What we're going to do is we're going to put an elongated circle like this on top of each of the tail pieces.
Wait.
And then once you're...
Stretch it out.
Just go to the scale tool and make it shorter. Make it...
I see.
Yeah, so only as long as each of the tail joints.
Oh. I see.
Yeah, like this big. And it's fine if they overlap. It doesn't really matter. So now, if you want, you can place these all in space first, just the way the tail is aligned right now. So align these sort of around each bone. Like rotate them to sort of where the things are. We're making some placeholder geometry to be the collider is what we're going to do.
I get it now.
I could have maybe started with that.
No, I figured that's where you were going.
And big and can't is harder to interrupt, you know?
Yeah.
Harder to press through without setting your sim numbers way too high.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, just align that with that one. And what you could do technically now is you could control copy a copy of this sphere into each tail and then go to its individual settings and locally zero them out because...
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off...
Cloth?
Yeah, real quick. I'm going to do that.
So go up to your to that little Easter egg thing you just created. So don't spend time aligning it here.
Okay. All right.
Just start. So drag that one down into tail 1, and now control drag 1 into tail 2, and into tail 3.
Okay.
And now go to each of their properties and zero them out.
Oh, what? What?
So for the transform 0, 0, 0, rotation 0, 0, 0.
What?
There you go. It's like the shift parent thing in After Effects, you know?
Unreal. Okay.
Nice. Okay, so a little bit of manual stuff to do now because I didn't realize that I forgot that the center of the bone is the
That's what's going on. I see. Okay.
So just drag them back a little bit. Like that. There you go. and then
Hang on.
throw collider tags on these 3 spheres. And then hopefully in the end, you'll end up turning the skeleton off from being visible anyway. And that'll pick up the same tag as being,
Oops.
And again, these don't need to be that faithful. Bad marriage advice, but it's good cloth sim advice.
I was trying to figure out how to do the marriage joke.
I know, I couldn't, yeah. I just keep on forgetting what I'm doing and looking down and seeing this screen. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so now I'll make these not visible. But if I do this, they'll still be visible to oh wait, I need to add collider tags to these, right? Yeah. But if I add a collider tag, if I redded them out, they're still going to be seen by the cloth simulation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be cool. Moment of truth. I'm so excited.
Here we go. Okay. Worked. So now the real trick is going to be
Now enable that wiggle again. That vibrate tag again.
Oh, what happened here?
Your results may vary. I think when I'm including you in here to spread the blame.
Oh.
That wiggle or that vibrate tag. It'll zero itself out eventually.
As it undoes all of this. Okay.
Okay, it's ready. It'll work.
I keep forgetting what redo is. Okay, so gotta re-add the tags.
Ah, yes.
Collider.
Oh man.
Collider. Collider. So now, if I turn on the vibration tag, the rotation, and position. Whoa! What? Up? Oh my gosh, it's gonna redo. Okay, I'm gonna kill myself.
All right, I am trying to figure out how. Oh man, I need to write code for this. Let's see, what is it called? It's called the mouth function. Jaw open. This is so entertaining. I know, everybody. Wait, Don Allen made a video that's called Facial Rigging Cinema 4D to Lens Studio Best Practices. I should give that a shout out. This sounds like what I need. Oh man, it's setting it up in Cinema 4D and then getting to this is so great. Okay.
Weird. What the heck?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Be able to copy this from someone who's done it before. All right, what have you got going there? Oh, what's
something weird is going
there?
on with the. It drops down and then it like sticks in the air.
That's bizarre. I do not know why that is happening. That may have something to do with the IK tags, but I thought that they seem like they're staying put otherwise.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's all about.
Well, I could just get rid of the spheres, crank everything up to 11.
That's true.
Now it seems to be staying fairly.
Now, what do you think you will do with this in the end?
Great question.
I know we talked about adding it to that scene.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to do that. I have
still think it's
7
doable.
minutes left.
Oh man.
All I know is this is really satisfying to watch. Oh man, when I put the subdivision surface on, he like comes through the sheet regularly. Unfortunately.
Well, hey, we tried.
It sounded inappropriate, but
I'm opening up another Lens Studio project to see if I can break down how it works.
Because what are you trying to do again? Remind me.
I want to. All right. Ooh, okay. I opened up, I think, the right template for me. If you want to see. Hi. So I can see, like, on screen. Look at this. They have the eye blink left and right. So.
Ooh.
So those values are accessible in this program, and they are in here. Let me see. I want to see the character expressions. Face mesh expressions. No, expressions debug. But I want to see. Wait, where is your script in here? Is it in this scripts thing? Expressions controller. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Okay, so input. There's a lot of inputs. So what this is this is a face with blend shapes attached to it. So, but what I want is instead of all this, I just want the value. See, like these two values that I'm getting out of eye blink left and eye blink right. It's just a 0 to 1 value that comes out of how open your mouth is or not. And I know that somewhere one of these things is called that, and I think it's called jaw open. So I need to write a script, but I'm not good at script writing.
I love that when you turn your head, it's blinking, gets glitchy, and he looks like he's like he's been hit in the head too many times.
All right. Okay, so all of this, goodness gracious.
Okay, when I see that much text, like code scrolling on my screen in the way on my monitors, I see it. I have like a visceral reaction of like my computer just something's going wrong on my computer.
That it's a lot. Because there's this head binding, and then there's this transparent face mesh. And where is where even is the geometry? I want to know.
Wanna know
Because it's not that.
geometry.
Eyeball, right eyeball. Expressions, debug. I can turn off. I want to see what the expressions debug controller looks like. Oh my goodness, this is very, very much stuff. Custom jaw open. Input variables, jaw open. I just basically want to like take this script and rip it apart so I can just get the jaw open variable. And I am so sorry. This is totally falling apart in these last few minutes here.
So is mine.
I was so excited that I would figure out that I would be able to do this.
Me too. I was excited
And
to be able to like make a Dementor scene, but I got obsessed with the details.
Well, that is what we are good at doing. So I'm going to go back to. I mean, this isn't bad. What's going on here? Like this is a
No, it's so good.
Now, what I am missing is it's crazy that this is technically a real scene, and there's an environment map, and you could technically add lights and stuff like that to make these things more glisteny or whatever. So I do want to kind of figure out how to do that, which is somewhere in my material settings. So what I got here, material settings. Here's this. Where are all of its properties here? Oh, yeah, here they are. So I want these eyes to be more reflective. And where do I do that? Simple reflection. And maybe I'll put this preview window here at the bottom. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so they have a simple reflection of what? They're reflecting some normal map right now, but they should be. Let me grab my default reflection. Whoops. Oh. That's weird. Why isn't that in my environment? Oh. In the lighting, the texture right now is just some weird thing. There we go. Now I've got glossy eyes.
Woo.
Which is not bad, but I want lighting, let's see, it's to be, yeah, more metallic and less rough, because I want the eyes to be wetter looking. Yeah, that's okay. And then simple reflection, why does that think that this is the reflection? It says texture none, but if I tell it to be a texture, I feel like that messes it up too much. See all the way down? Oh, it's got to be very low. Oh, basically, yeah, these eyes are sculpted where the what is it? The cornea goes in, but it doesn't have the clear outer part of the eye. So I'll have to figure that out later. So here's a start for that material. Now let's find the gator mouth material, and let's try to make that prettier. So here's gator eyes. So I don't really have a normal map. What happens if I use it as its own normal? That looks pretty right. No normal map necessary. How about some, ooh, can I add fake ambient occlusion? All right, this is interesting. And now for the tongue, I want that to also have more of a reflective So let's do a simple reflection of environment map that's included. Not that intense all. This level. Much more shiny. Gosh, this is weird. I don't really know what I'm doing. I can tell that I'm making it a little bit better. Okay, if I had no roughness, it would be very shiny, but making it way too bright. So coming from the
Oh no, it's 202.
202. All right. My commitment to you, lovely folks, because you came and saw our show today, that I am going to figure out how to get this into a snap lens before Halloween.
So everyone can use it on Snapchat, which everyone is on.
Which everyone is on. And then you can go around to your friends' houses and say, hold on a second, let me pull up the lens. And when you find it, you show them and they go, ah. You could. I think that's about. That's the VFX and chill promise.
That is always the VFX and chill promise.
A confused. You do what? Oh, okay.
I'm about to see what this stupid thing looks like now.
Right. I'm gonna call this my day's work.
I think it's such a good day's work.
I'm very sorry that I didn't get further. I even wore my black and white striped shirt to thematically match here. Not bad. Figure it out.
Not bad at all.
Figure out how I can move with my jaw at some point. And in the meantime, we love that you spend the end of your week here at VFX and Chill.
We do.
We are off next week doing important Halloween things, probably. But happy Thanksgiving to anybody in Canada. Have a wonderful long weekend. Enjoy all of that lovely time. And if you're bored, I bet that even on Thanksgiving, Maxon's probably got some exciting educational shows going on. Let's see.
It's true. Meanwhile, look at this incredibly stupid raptor that looks like he's just... Actually, hang on. I'm going to have to... I want to do one thing that's bugging me. Okay, and... This just looks like a raptor who's just like trying to be a ghost for Halloween. Here we go. There's our Dementoraptor.
Whoa, I love it. Now, is a rap like not a Dementoraptor like the mythical creature, but is a raptor dressed as a ghost scarier or less scary than a raptor?
That's a great question.
Debate that over the next week while we're not on the show.
Yes. This is a fun episode, man. I'm sure that everyone fell asleep, but I'm awake.
Hey, there was a lot of learning opportunity, is what I like to call them in this episode.
It is, because we don't want to go. We're having too much fun today.
We don't. Having way too much fun. No one could possibly end something like this.
No, the only way to end it is actually just to